guys, it's Tinker Tailor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon build series video. And this one, let me tell you, I am so excited about it. There are just some builds that I don't even know where the ideas came from. I don't know how I came up with these ideas. I don't know anything. Like, it shocks me sometimes. And this is one of them that, yeah, I really love. I think, I don't know, I feel like I did really, really well with it, and I feel proud of myself, and I'm trying to be proud of myself and allow myself to say positive things about the things that I've done. So yeah, today's Pokemon is Mankey, who is a fighting type Pokemon. Apparently it's a pig monkey Pokemon. So it's got a round body. It's completely covered in fluff. It has monkey paws and a monkey tail, but it does have a little pig snout and pig, like, you know when you draw a cat and you've got the triangle ears, like it's got those sort of triangle ears, but they're drawn a little bit better than just simply squares. Triangles. Wow. Clearly I know my shapes. Yeah, and it's a very light, like a very white cream sort of colour fur, but the tips of the tip of the tail and the feet from like the ankle down and the arms from like the hands from the wrist down are a bit of a darker brown colour. I don't want to say dark brown, but like a brown colour that's, I would say, a little bit lighter than milk chocolate. But I think that's the only thing I can really think of that is kind of universal with colour. With brown, like chocolate's pretty universal. I mean, you've got white chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and yeah, it's a little bit lighter than the milk chocolate colour. And it's got red eyes. I don't know if that's important to anyone, but yeah, red eyes. And when I saw this, I immediately thought of, I mean, it's a monkey, so I thought of monkeys and trees, and what's something that you can put in a tree, or you can put a tree house in a tree. So we end up with this treehouse adventure land area. Now, this is not what I actually imagined in my mind. The idea in my mind was a lot more handmade, a lot more of like a, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, I didn't really think about tree houses, but when I think of them now, I pretending I'm a kid thinking about them, it's like this huge thing across multiple trees, and there's all these different levels, and they go up and down, and you know, it's just, yeah, very, very large, interconnected treehouse thing. And that's kind of, yeah, you can kind of see where I'm going with it here. But I think because I picked a smaller lot, this is a 40 by 20, I don't know, it felt a bit odd to me, I guess, to try and make that work in this build. We also don't really have any trees that, like, it makes sense in. I mean, there's a few trees I feel like they're really, really big, and you could kind of do a platform around them and whatnot and make it work, but I don't know, I didn't feel like there was any trees that necessarily worked with it, so I decided to go with a tree house that's a little more house in the trees, house around the trees even, rather than a house attached to trees. But that's still something I definitely want to try. Like, the idea I have in my head is still something I definitely want to try and create, because I think it would be really, really beautiful. But again, it's sometimes in The Sims you have an idea and you start to build it, and it just ends up being something completely different to what you're expecting. So, you know, I'm not too mad that it didn't end up the way I was imagining it, because again, yeah, in this game you can kind of do whatever, you can kind of make whatever, and yeah, it's kind of, that's the fun of it, is, you know, I could say to you guys treehouse and we could make 1,000 different things. I'm almost positive I've talked about this before, about how, yeah, like in the game, again, you could be saying, hey, let's build a treehouse, and it could be 10 million different things. And even within your own brain, you could think, oh, I'd like to do something like this, and then it turns out completely different. And I'm not, like, I am a little annoyed that it didn't turn out the way it did, but I'm also really happy with how it turned out. So, like, at the end, it doesn't really matter to me that much that it didn't quite turn out the way I was expecting. But I did have so much fun with it, as I've already said. So I streamed this over on Twitch, and the start of the next build as well. And yeah, I don't know, it was just really fun to kind of figure it out as I went along and kind of guess, like, okay, I guess this and that, and like, let's put this here and put that there, and okay, this is like weird, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but you know, just adventuring and kind of trying to make sense of it. And yeah, I don't know, I really, I mean, that's how I build anyway, but I really enjoy doing it on stream because it's I do get a lot of feedback from people, and I love that. I love getting the feedback of like, oh, like that looks really good, or I don't like this bit, or finding items is also really handy, because in this stream I also decided to have a little, I guess, palette cleanser, and I just built this little office space. It was just I think a 3x4 room, maybe 3x5, I don't know. It was just this tiny little room where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make this little office space just to have a little palette cleanser, because I haven't been able to build freely for a very long time. I've been constrained by this list of ideas, by this challenge, and so yeah, I did do a tiny little room build, and I couldn't find something. There was the headphones on the stand, because I was building what I could imagine could be my dream office, and yeah, I couldn't for the life of me remember where it was, and yeah, having people in chat being like, oh, it's this pack, it's honestly a lifesaver. It is the best thing in the entire world when, instead of having to search through packs and kits and all this other stuff for what feels like years on end just to find one item, I can just ask and people know, and it's beautiful. It's brilliant, because I don't know where anything is. I rarely know where anything is, and it can be quite frustrating, I guess. I feel like I know a lot of the earlier packs a lot better, and the recent ones as well. The ones in the middle kind of blur into nothing for me. I don't know, just they don't stick in my mind. The earlier ones make sense because, you know, when you get the game, even if you just get base game, you'll learn really quickly all of the base game items, and then you get a couple of things and you learn like a couple of the packs and whatnot, and you learn, okay, this is this and this is that, and you know, I can grab this and grab that, and okay, I know where all these items are. And it's more than likely when you get those packs and kits that it's ones that you really like the items of, so you're gonna remember them. But when I first got the game, I got it with cats and dogs, and so it was something that was, yeah, like I when I was learning the base game items, I was also learning cats and dogs, and I think the next one I got was probably, I think, Get Famous, maybe. I think there were some items in Get Famous I really liked. So, yeah, I decided to get that pack, and, yeah, I learned a lot of that stuff, but everything beyond that, could not tell you. Like, if there's, like, I know that if it's police, hospital, or scientist related, that it's Get to Work. And if it's not, then I could not tell you. If it's any of those three related, but it's from a different pack, no, completely lost me there. But yeah, like there's obviously certain things like that make sense. You know, the horse ranch is very Western style, like Western saloon type style. It's very I don't know how else to put it, but like, yeah, it's if you want to build a ranch, it's very ranch style. That's probably the word I'm looking for. Whereas, you know, I was gonna say Get to Family, but that's not it. Growing Together is a bit more, I guess, family home oriented, but so is things like Parenthood and stuff like that. Like it's depending on what sort of home oriented you want. But yeah, again, a lot of these packs and kits just kind of blend into one in my mind. although I'm learning bits and pieces, like, okay, I like this stuff, oh, okay, it's this from this pack, it's from this kit, you know, I really, really like, Little Simsies kit. I think it's called Comfy Gamer, Cozy Gamer, I'm not too sure, I'm, again, terrible with the names, but I'm definitely learning the stuff from that kit, because I do like it, I really do. I think it's Kayla's office setup and things that she kind of has a lot of, like, she has a lot of this furniture in real life, but I like it. I think it looks really good, and when I was making that little dream office, I used a lot of that furniture because it made sense, it looked good, and I really, really liked it. So yeah, I don't know, it's something that it's very interesting when you're just scrolling and looking for things and you go, wait, I've never seen this item before, but you've had it for a while and you've been looking at it for a while and you just never used it. But that's why when I'm building, a lot of the times with rugs and paintings, those two categories specifically, I will actually use I use Better Build By in Tool. I think it's through Better Build By you can click select all colours and it will bring up every swatch of every colour, so you don't have to manually click them all, but you can also just click every colour option and it brings up every single swatch of every single item. At least it should. I think there's a few items that might disappear, but I think that's like the cracks on the walls, although there might have been a fix for that. But yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic because you can scroll through, and I've done it so many times where I've scrolled through looking for a particular style of item and things like that, and because it's different each time, I'm catching the eye of different things. Well, each thing is catching my eye at a different time. So yeah, I do discover a lot of new rugs and a lot of new paintings by doing that. So I definitely recommend you do that as well. It's absolutely a lifesaver. I found so many items that I really, really like just because I do that. It's seriously a lifesaver. It's absolutely. I don't know. You just some of the first swatches for certain items are just not it. They're not quite what people are looking for, and so people will ignore those items because they don't realize there's a beautiful swatch hidden somewhere away there. Yeah, I don't know. I really do like stuff like that. I think it's absolutely amazing, absolutely beautiful, and yeah, definitely recommend having a look at all the colour swatches if you can. Also, if you don't have Better Build By or don't have access to Better Build By, I definitely recommend looking through Debug. It is absolutely something that, like, you will find so many things that you might not have ever thought to use, you might not have ever, like, seen or anything like that. It's if you're wondering where half these items come from, it's because I use Debug. Absolute lifesaver, Debug. I can't even tell you how many things I use because it's just natural. I just use them all and I love them. I absolutely love them. You know, things like the side tables in the bedrooms in this build are from the Debug menu. A lot of plants that I use sometimes Debug. If you're ever wondering, like, okay, when I go and look at plants and I'm in this certain world and I can see these plants around and they're not base game, because that's the other thing, is if they're not, like, let's say you're in, okay, we're in the Jungle Adventure world, is it Selva Dorada? If you have Jungle Adventure, the pack selected, so it only shows up those things, and you can't see it, my top two tips are check to see if it's base game, because more likely than not it is. I mean, Jungle Adventure is probably not the best build because I feel like all the items are in the category. But yeah, if you don't have access to Better Build By, go to the debug category and have a little look. You can also type in debug into the search bar. I do believe you have to turn cheats on for that. I'm not 100% positive, but I think you need to type in bb show hidden objects and then bb.show live edit objects, I believe. I think you have to do them in that order as well, because I think show hidden objects unlocks show live edit objects. I believe that it's, if that doesn't work then it's the other way around, but I'm pretty sure it's show hidden objects first and then live edit objects second. And then yeah, you can go have a look through all the debug items, and hopefully you should be able to see all of the plants that are hidden away in the game. So yeah, it's really, really handy when you're trying to do a certain build and, you know, you're trying to emulate the plants that are around the area and you can't exactly find them. Yeah, it's either base game or debug. So yeah, definitely make sure to do that if you're ever struggling. And it's the same with, like, if you're looking for, you know, maybe you're doing like a city scene and you don't want to actually have to do all the builds yourself. You can find a bunch of debug buildings. They're absolutely, like, just these, so many different types of buildings. I feel like there are a few that are like apartment looking ones. There are some that are house looking ones. I've used them. I did a build that was inspired by a house I saw in Japan. I haven't been to Japan, I saw it online, but the house is in Japan. And it's a really, really skinny house. I believe it's actually the alleyway between two houses, and they sold the alleyway, and someone like made a really, really, really skinny house within that alleyway. And I did a similar sort of thing where I made a really, really skinny house in an alleyway, but I needed buildings on that either side of it, so I ended up using these, I believe they're live edit buildings. So the buildings that you can see around in the world that aren't necessarily actual buildings, they're just like, you know, placeholder buildings that you just see kind of floating around in the background. And it's super handy. It's so super handy to have the ability to use that stuff, because then you do not have to worry about building 2 whole extra buildings. Like, you've got a whole set there already built for you. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. I also believe bb.show hidden objects unlocks all of the... Oh no, sorry, that's bb.unlock... Oh, it's a really long one. It's like unlock something entitlements, unlock gameplay entitlements or something like that. That one unlocks all of the locked items that are locked behind couriers and things like that. So yeah, if there's like a desk or something that you want to use, but it's locked because of a courier or whatever, you just use whatever that one is. I have a tab for it that I saved because I can never remember the Sims 4 cheats. So it's the Sims Online website, and they have a wonderful list of cheats. And this is like the whole game. You know, money cheats, build buy mode cheats, skills, careers, needs, death, relationships. It's got different pack cheats, technical cheats, reward points, traits, like it's got everything. Moodlets, pregnancy, weather, like, yeah, a lot. But yes, to unlock all career rewards, including styled rooms, is bb.ignore gameplay unlocks entitlement. It's very long. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is correct. So bb.show hidden objects, you need to type in first, and then the show live edit objects for that to work. So the hidden objects adds debug, and the live edit shows all the live edit stuff. But you can also type in bb.enable free build, and that will let you work on the hospital, police station, the science lab, and the magic HQ in Realm of Magic. So yeah, if you do want to build in a world or in a lot that's saying you can't build in, I think the only one you can't build in without mods is the Strangeville. It's the secret lab in Strangeville. I'm not even sure you can do it with mods. I feel like I've seen a mod that helps you. It's just, yeah, because of gameplay reasons, they don't want to let you do it. But it is, like that would be a perfect lot to be able to build in. I love the idea of building in this huge crater, but yeah, unfortunately, can't really build in that lot, which is, yeah. I feel like, I would also love it if all the secret lots that there are, like, you could just go to, like, a tab and the secret lots were there, right? That you didn't have to have a sim go to the secret lot to build there. It makes life so much easier to not have to, play the Sims to be able to just build. I mean, you guys know, I'm just a builder. I don't really do gameplay. It's not that I don't enjoy it, it's just that I love building so much that I don't really think about gameplay or CAS. It's not really a passion of mine, I guess. That's not to say I won't do it, and it's not to say I haven't done it before, because I definitely have. But yeah, I just wanna build, man. That's all I want to do. So yeah, it's to me a little bit annoying that I have to play to get to those lots. It's also a little annoying that the events you have to play, like the login one worked for me because all you had to do was turn the game on and that was the reward. Like, great, cool, I like that. But yeah, to say that, oh, you have to play to get the reward, it's like, I don't want to play. I just want to build. If I could get rewarded for building, that'd be great. I'll take that. I don't mind. I don't even care if it's like, okay, you have to play for half an hour to get the reward. I played sometimes on some days I build for like 8 hours and I'm building a couple of different builds within those 8 hours. So I don't mind that. I could absolutely do that. Because I get that EA is trying to entice people to play the game, and I get that. Respect that. You want people to play your game. I don't like the particular aspect of the game that they are getting me to play, and you know, I'm not as enticed to do these rewards if it weren't for the build mode items. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a builder. I would like these build things, but you know, there's CAS things that I'm sure people who play The Sims, you know, and you do CAS creations and whatnot would appreciate, and there's traits and stuff that you can unlock for gameplay, and I get that for gameplay it makes sense to have gameplay related things, and like, okay, do gameplay to get the gameplay related things, but I'm a builder. I feel like there's quite a lot of us out there who are just builders, just like there's probably people out there who are just game players or just CAS creators. I know there are people who do a bit of everything, but there are, I would say, a solid chunk of us who just like doing one thing. You know, we don't like doing the other aspects of this game, and again, that's what I love about this game, is you can do so many different things. You can have so many different types of players, and it's beautiful, it's brilliant, you know. I sometimes watch people who, they're like, I don't understand building, like, I can't wrap my brain around it, and I'm like, that's okay, I can't wrap my brain around gameplay or CAS, like, it's just not my thing. So it kind of works out, like, we go hand in hand here, you know. You want to build, I want people to play with my builds, it works. But yeah, it's just like, why do I have to play the game? Like, the login was great because it meant no matter how you played the game, as long as you played the game, you still got the reward, and like that's great, that's brilliant, I love it, let's go. But yeah, now it's kind of like you have to. I don't want to play. I don't like it. It cuts into my building time, and I don't like being forced to play. You know, like sometimes I do want to actually do gameplay. I think it would be fun to do some challenges and stuff like that. I don't get me wrong, like, absolutely, but when I'm being told you have to, it just feels a bit like, okay, now I don't want to do this. I'm gonna go back to building now. Thank you. Like, I have a sim, that's the name. I barely play the game. I barely know how to talk about this game when it's not in build mode. I have a sim who I totally randomized, and I cheated all his skills up to the top, and then whenever it says, like, oh, you need to go up a skill, I just put a skill down and then let him build it back up again. Like, he loves dancing, so I just put his dancing skill down and let him dance, and then dances back up. But if it's like a specific one, then yeah, I'll just deal with that as is. But it's like, well, I feel like it's a little unfair to only look at like one aspect of the game. And like this is why whenever I talk about problems with the game, like I acknowledge straight off the bat that I'm a builder. I'm very lucky that my side of the game is pretty well taken care of. Like there's minimal bugs on my side. Do we have problems with round rooms still? Yeah, absolutely. But like that's really the only complaint I really have. Like I just created these rooms all on different levels, but they're on the same floor. Like it's I can do that. I can connect that. It doesn't have to be multiple layers. Like how brilliant is that I can just make it work all together like that. It's beautiful. It's brilliant. I love the fact that I can do that. There's so many things as a builder. I just don't have to deal with all of these different bugs and whatnot. Whereas gameplay people, not as fortunate, unfortunately. Quite a number of gameplay bugs, which I will acknowledge that they are trying to fix, and I don't know how well they're doing because I'm not a game player. I don't know how many of these bugs are actually like the main issue bugs that are happening, and I do appreciate that when there are some like, I don't want to say controversial bugs, but things that just make people very very uncomfortable, they fix those straight away. Like they're straight on it. They don't want to have these bad bugs in the game. So I do think they're working on making it a better game. And no game is flawless. That's the other thing. No game is ever flawless. You will never pick up a game and it have 0 bugs. And in fact, half the bugs in this game are kind of hilarious. Of the ones that I've seen, it just, yeah, they're kind of really funny. So I don't know. I'm not really sure where this rant was going, but yeah, long story short, I enjoyed this build. I don't I'll start rambling and ranting. You guys probably know this. I'll start rambling and ranting, and then I just lose all ability to think and speak, and I completely forget where I was going with this. Oh yeah, being forced to do gameplay. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't care that my sim will not stop dancing every time I leave him alone for more than 4 seconds. That's fine. Like, he can dance. I don't care. But like the fact that I have to play with this sim to get these things, yeah, it feels a little. I don't like it. I don't like the daily login or the weekly login stuff because it does feel a little unfair to people who have lives and can't be there 24/7. I like the idea of having a login where it doesn't matter if you. Like, if you go 6 months without playing the game, you come back, you still get that next login. It just means that you're 6 months behind of all of the things that are the daily rewards, I guess. I think that would be kind of more fair on people and understanding towards people who have lives. But anyway, we are pretty much at the end of this video, so I probably should wrap up my little rant and ramble there. Otherwise, I'll be going on and on for days. If you've enjoyed this ramble or the build, and you want to see more stuff like this or hear me ramble and rant more, make sure to subscribe. I do come out with a new video every single day, except the last couple of days of February. I only do 26 days in February. And yeah, it just lets me know that you guys have enjoyed it. And until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.